Hi, I'm Nancy with MumMum's Bows, and I'd like to talk to you about what goes into making my bows. I have three different methods that I use in creating my bows. The first one is I use the Easy Bow Maker. Most of my bows are made using this right here. It's real simple and easy to use. And another contraption that I use is called the Pro Bow The Hand. And I don't make a lot of bows using this. I'm still learning how to use this. It's fairly new to me. There are so many different designs that you can create using that. And the third way that I make bows is by hand. Now, the reason that I especially make bows by hand is when I am using ribbon that goes in the same direction, such as this gnome ribbon and this bike ribbon. You'll notice that the pattern goes all in the same direction. And when I am using the Easy Bow Maker or the Pro Bow, when I am doing the twisting to making and creating the loops, the design automatically flips upside down. And so if I'm wanting the design to go in the same direction on my loops, I have to do it by hand because it's a little trickier in the way that you do your loops in order to make sure that you're getting the design to go all in the same direction. So some bows I do by hand, especially if it's directional ribbon like that. Now, something else that I do in making my bows is I use 22 gauge 18-inch wire. Some people like to use pipe cleaners. I've tried that, but the reason why I've gone back to using the wire is when you're done attaching the wire to the bow and twisting it to make it secure, you are left with about this much wire when all is said and done. And that gives you, the customer, more wire to attach the bow to your item. Pipe cleaners, you're left with shorter wire when all is said and done. So that is why I use this wire here in securing my bows. Now, the next step in making my bows is picking out the ribbons. And I start off with what I call an inspiration ribbon. What I mean by that is I pick out a ribbon that usually has a design of some sort. It could be a plaid, it could be something with flowers, anything like that. So this would be an example of an inspiration ribbon. And you notice it's got some sparkle to it and it doesn't have a lot of colors, but what makes this really special is the fact that it's unique and it does have some shimmer to it. And so this right here, the design itself tells me it really needs to be just a simple, classy bow. So I'm not going to add a whole lot to it. I'm just going to add something gold and shimmery. And I'm also going to add something black. So when I go to create my bow, I'll probably put black between this and the gold. So as it's being layered, we have some contrast between the two, and it gives it a little more distinction in the bow. So sometimes when I'm putting my bows together, it just comes really quick to me, and other times when I'm designing a bow, I get stuck because there's too many choices, or I'm just not quite sure what looks right together, and so I call on my husband because he's got a really good creative eye and he helps me get unstuck and helps me decide what to pair up. So another example of how I determine what goes in a bow. Let's take this particular ribbon. You'll see that there's green and yellow and purple that's in this ribbon. I'm going to use this as my inspiration ribbon. So take for instance, if I want to add purple, I could go with this because it's got some white dots that mimics the purple with white dots that's already in the ribbon. Or I could try something really fun and go with this other purple that's got a really cool design to it. I could go either way. If I want to pull in some green, I could use a gingham, or I could go with something kind of fancy and go with the citrus ribbon. So those are some options. if I'm wanting to pull in some yellow to go with this ribbon. Now this here, I don't know if you can tell it from where you're sitting, but it's got a really cool design that's a little bit glittery. It's in white. And then there's this simple ribbon that is a little more subtle and softer, and it mimics the lines that are in this inspiration ribbon. So those are some options that I could pull together. I would only choose one of the yellow, one of the green, and one of the purple. But I also found this. This would actually work. This blends well. Now it would work as long as I am feeding into this ribbon a yellow, a green, or purple, some of the other colors that can be sandwiched in between the two and give it some contrast. So that is how I go about deciding what goes into the bow. The next step is I have to decide what's going to be the overall look of the bow. Do I go with a bow that is going to be in the shape of a bow? And will it have some tails? Or will it be a full bow that is just a bunch of loops? Will it be a bow that has loops and short tails all the way around? So I have to sit and look at the ribbons that I pulled together, whether I pulled together some 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch, how are they going to combine together? So sometimes after I've pulled my ribbons, an idea comes to my mind really quick of what those ribbons should look like in a bow. And other times I sit there for a little bit because I can't decide, because I have several ideas of which way that those ribbons could really come together for a cool bow. So then once I make up my mind, I sit down and I either pull out the Easy Bow Maker or the Pro Bow, or I'll sit down and do it by hand and I get the bow made. And once the bow is all finished, I pull out this. And this is called a fluff box. My husband made this. You can get them online. But you'll notice that it has a hook and it has a nail. And the hook is to secure the base of the bow, and the nail is to wrap your wire around. And what it does is it keeps the bow secure so that I have two free hands, so I can adjust the loops and position them right where I need them to be. And I can also fluff up all the loops so that that bow is looking exactly like I imagine it should look, and it looks awesome and ready to put on a wreath or on a gift or on a lamppost or whatever it's intended to be on. So the next step is I take pictures and then I get it listed into my shop and ready for you guys to look at and choose and decide which one you want. So that is pretty much everything that goes into making my bows. So I am Nancy with, oh, and one more thing before you go. I wanted to let you know that I do custom bows. If you find a bow and you decide you don't want the tails on it, let me know. If you find a bow and you decide you want to add tails to it, we can do that too. I can also do bows that are a little smaller, possibly a little larger. So you can always contact me and let me know if you want something tweaked. And as long as I have the materials to do it with, we can see what we can do to accommodate what you have in mind. So I'm Nancy with MumMum's Bows. Find me at goimagine.com/MumMum's Bows.